Good morning and welcome to another episode of Spare Time Gardening with me, Simon. Here I am back in the greenhouse. So now it's the 23rd of October and today what we'll be doing is just having a quick tour around the garden to show how autumn is taking effect, finish off tidying of the allotment, and I need to plant some new daffodils that I've bought, which I'll show you later on, and also plant some alliums that I've got as well. So enjoy! So we are in the greenhouse, quick roundup. So those are the wallflowers that I've grown from seed and transplanted a couple of weeks ago. They seem to be doing reasonably well. I've got these still to transplant, so if we get a chance I will show you later on in this episode how we prick them out and transplant them. The dwarf sweet williams, just some that I bought, put them in hanging baskets. I've got some left, so I might put those in some pots along with the daffodils that we're going to do later on. And then a quick roundup of what we've got in here. So overwintering, we've got the geraniums taking out the borders, so just leave them in the pots, try and remove any diseased leaves to stop them from passing disease on to other ones, but we'll just let them naturally die back for the winter, and then we'll plant them out again next spring. Here are all fuchsias, so we've got the fuchsias just overwintering, so again we'll just see how they get on. And over here are the cuttings. So if you remember back, these are the cuttings that we took. What I will do is just show you a clip of when we took the cuttings and when they're rooted, and that's how they are now on the 23rd of October. So we've got 5 standards that I'm making. Let's have a look at the fuchsia. So here's the fuchsia. Can't see any roots forming on that just yet, but still healthy enough. A telltale sign for the ones in the rooting compound would be future growth. Can't see any more growth, but again looking alright, so keep an eye on that. And right, so now what we're going to do is going to pot up the rooted cuttings. So you get your pot, just any old pot will do, just multi-purpose compost dibber to make a hole. So just make a hole into the compost, so take your rooted cutting. In this case I'm just going to look at the fuchsia first of all. So just take that out of there like so, and there you'll be able to see the roots. And just pop it in the hole and just fill around it and give it a water when you've done. So just do another one. We've got the hydrangea cuttings and more fuchsia cuttings. So again I'm just going to overwinter them, and then they can be planted out next spring. And then just a quick roundup of some herbs. So we've got the lavender, we've got the thyme, mint, and in the back there, rosemary. So here we are, the border. Here's the rhubarb. Just dying back for winter now. We've still got dahlias which are still flowering, looking lovely. The nerines full of flower, lovely pink colour, brine up any border. As I said, the dahlias are still flowering. We'll wait until the first frost until we dig these up. But look at that flower there, and that lovely, beautiful. So yeah, so the borders are looking reasonably well considering it's the 23rd of October. Down here we've got the primulas, and you might just make out just there, just have a quick look at that. There you go, starting to flower for spring. Let's go across at the hellebore. So there we go, the hellebore there is looking lovely. No sign of flower just yet. Keep an eye on that. Quick scoot round at the allotment. So this is what we're going to do today. This needs weeding. As you can see, it's certainly needs a bit of a tidy up. The silver birch trees that we grew from seed 2 years ago now, just starting to lose their leaves. Like you see, just starting now to drop the leaves for winter. Here's just the tomatoes out of the grow bags. Just put them on the allotment. Here you've got the beans that I cut down. I'll just leave those in because the best thing to do is leave the beans in, and then the goodness from the roots goes back into the soil. So leave them in over winter and then dig them out next year. I'll let them break down naturally. But as you can see, it needs a bit of a weed, so we'll get on with that today. Quick look at the blackberry, sorry. You may remember from early videos, I said we cut it back. It starts down there. So there you'll be able to see. Starts there, trails all the way up here. I did trim it back at that point, but it then has also made a room for it to go down there. And likewise on the other side, as you can see, growing wild. And this is the grape. So the grapevine planted in 2014. So we'll see if we eventually get any grapes on that. It's growing outside, I'm not sure if we will, but we'll see. Let's continue walking around and have a look at the other border. Just while we're here, there's the birdhouse. I'll put in the trees. It's in the conifer. But no sign of any birds roosting in that yet. We'll wait and see. Let's have a look at the border here. So we've got ground cover plants, snapdragons. Interestingly, the perennial sweet pea still flowering. Then you've got the more dahlias, again still flowering. We'll wait till the first frost before we dig them up. But still look really nice and adding colour to the border. There you go, look at that one. Beautiful. And lastly, the tall feathers swaying in the breeze. Here's the wisteria. It's starting to die back now for winter, but still, we might even get flower next year. Wait and see. So other jobs that we want to get on with today is on the fuchsia. If you can make it out there, just focus that up a little bit. That's the fruit of the fuchsia. This is not an edible variety, but it'll contain seeds. So I'm going to try and pick some of those and dry them out and then try planting them next year and see what results we get, just as an experiment. And here's the acer, looking lovely, that autumn colour. It's been in this pot now for 3 years, so today we'll be taking out the pot, replacing the compost and just weeding around it to see how it gets on. So plenty of jobs to be getting us. Keep us going. See how we get on. Right, okay, so we're going to transplant these wallflowers grown from seed into here like we've done with the other ones, so they got a better chance of growing over winter, make them stronger plants so we can plant them out in spring next year. So I just got some multi-purpose compost. We'll just fill the tray up. I'm not sure how many I'm going to need. I'm not sure how many's in there, so we'll just do half the tray first before we start transplanting. So what I do is just sprinkle it in, try and get rid of some of the big lumps. firm it in there. Like so. I would use my own compost from the compost bin, which I'll be using later on to plant up some daffodils. But when you're transplanting young plants, it's always best to use shop bought compost. I just think it's less chance of disease because they're still fairly young. So, like so. Then take your dibber. That's what I use. And what I want to do is tease some of these out. So always grab them by the seed leaves, which is the first leaves that appear. So I want to touch the stalk because you'll damage that and you get a good root system on there. Make a hole. This has got quite a big root system, so I'll make quite a big hole. And then drop it in and just firm around it. And what we'll do is we'll give them a good drink once we've transplanted them. So you just continue. So you just tease them out, grab the seed leaf, gently add soil, try and keep as much root on there as you can. Make a hole and then just pop it in and firm around it, like so. Take this acer that we saw earlier and get rid of all this that's growing around it. Take out the pot, it's been in this for a good probably 4 years. We'll put it back in this pot, but we're going to add some of my own compost. Look at that, lovely stuff. So let's start by taking it out. Go, good root system on. Let's just put a little bit of compost in there first. Just freshen it up. And then take this off. So use a trowel and just get rid of this top layer of growth and moss. Chucking it on the lawn, it'll just feed the lawn. Let's just get rid of that, rid of this moss. Where we can. And then we'll just back in the pot. So I said I've put some compost in the bottle, new compost. I'm just going to pop him back in, and I'm going to top dress it. Some more compost. Probably could have done with going into a bigger pot, considering putting it in the garden. A couple of years time maybe. It's just failing me. So there you go. One repotted acer. Lovely. Right, so I've got this pot. I had little daffodils in it last year, so I'm going to take the bulbs out, and I've got some new daffodils, new variety. I'm going to put in here and pot up the big ones in the middle, little ones around the edge for a spring border next year. I might even put some alliums in, because I've got some alliums, some purple sensation, some other varieties. Might pop a few of those in. But the daffodils I will be potting up are daffodil replete. Unusual colour, but we're going to pop them up and see how they get on. First of all, let's empty this. Put the gloves on for this one. What I'm looking for is just take the bulbs out of there. So let's just tip it down. Put the roots in there. So let's have a look at this. So here we are, you can see the bulbs already in here. Try and save as much of the root as I can. Just put them to one side. So, when you're potting up daffodils, the rule of thumb is you pot them 3 times deeper than the bulb itself. So for instance, look at this one. So if that's that size, then you need to do it 3 times deeper. So 1, 2. So you'll be looking at, if that's the top of the soil, then that needs to be going sort of down there. It always takes good to plant in uneven, odd numbers. So let's have a look. See what we've got here. Something might go for plant 5 of those in here. I'm going to go for 7. Planting those in there. So I'm going to put these around the outside. So hopefully get the big ones in the middle with the smaller ones around the edge. So now we're just going to put the compost on top. This is compost from my compost bin. So, homemade. And it looks lovely. So just give it firm down. Everywhere. Top dress. And done. Ready for spring. Let's do another. Size that worm. Look at that. Go down the compost bin. Yeah, compost bin or allotment. Allotment. Another one. Look at that. Allotment. So, got some bulbs in here. But these are sure if these have been a success or not. Can't even remember what they are. They're not daffodils, I know that. They have, if anyone out there can help me, I don't think they've ever flowered. Looks a bit like a grass type, but no, it's not a grass. But yeah, so if anyone out there can help me identify those. There's a label somewhere, that's a good point really. Always label what you put in your pots. That way you don't get in a situation like this now where I really don't know what these are called. I know the spring flowering. Allegedly. What I'm going to do is just take them all out. That was a photo bomb by my son.
What?
Photo bomb by my son.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jack. So this one, I'm going to do the same. Compost in, pot it up. I might even finish it off with a few dwarf sweet peas. So, let's put up another of these. Yeah, so it's best to go for odd numbers. There you got 7 in there. What I'm going to do is the one in the middle. That, and then I'm going to put some alliums around it. So what we got? So, said before, I've got Purple Sensation and Ceruleum, that's how you pronounce it. Got some Mount Everest. I've got some Molly and Ostroscandium. I think I pronounced that correct. So what I might do is put some of these little ones around the edge. Let's see how they do. So I'm going to plant up some of these called Molly. So whenever you're planting a bulb, I already mentioned, it's the pointy end to the top, and some you might still be able to see roots at the bottom. So you put those to the bottom. Yeah, and 3 times their depth, that's probably a little bit too deep. More composting. Around the edge. I'm not just going to scatter them, like put them so they're facing the right way up. Should have turned themselves around, but to leave it to chance. In fact, so many, I think I'll put another variety in at one side as well. And there you go, the allotment cleared. As I said before, just leave the beans in, let them die back naturally, and they'll dig them in the spring so nutrients can go back into the soil. Those are bits of tomato from the grow bags, I just let winter break them down. And down here you just de-weeded. There's some silver birch cuttings. I'm going to see if they take. They might not, I'm just going to try it. Conifer cuttings down there, and there's a couple of bay tree cuttings, again just as an experiment to see what happens. But another productive day on the veg patch. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button, and please feel free to leave your comments and feedback below. I'd love to hear from you, so don't be shy, and of course I'll reply. See you soon.